Hello friends, here we will see Politics and the English Language written by George Orwell. If you did not subscribe my channel, please subscribe for more videos like this. What is the main theme of this work and how it is goes on we will see now. Little complicated and feels like little difficult one we try to analyze. In 1946, at London, there was a famous journal named Horizon. Horizon, a review of literature in arts. George Orwell's this work, Politics and the English Language, was published in that Horizon magazine. At the same time, people also had keen interest in politics because just few months ago, World War was stopped. At the same time, George Orwell wrote this Politics and the English Language, which created huge fans and readers to him. In this essay, writer says, in politics, there are more influence from the English language. Political diplomacy has much influence from the English language. Mainly, he discusses on three topics. They are, he explains all this based on his mother tongue, English. Those days, English became universal language, but now also English is considered as the universal language. In this, first point is English is misused and abused. English is misused and abused. Second point, downfall of English speaking civilization. Nowadays, we see the downfall of English speaking civilization. When language faces downfalling, even politics also faces downfalling. When politics faces downfall, civilization also goes downward. We can't consciously improve the English. When English civilization and whole country downfalling, we can't do anything. Whole age gets problem, even whole century getting downfall. This cannot be happen and it is not happening also. If we are trying in proper way, we can improvise all the situation. First of all, we should improve the language, in the sense English language. By that, politics should be improved and the whole society gets use of it. Example, if a person drink once, he loses his control over his language. By his bad manners, he felt ashamed. Again, he drinks and repeat the same, the usage of bad language. It goes like circular manner. And language uses in the same way. If we use bad language, where we see bad happenings and all goings will fall down. So, George Orwell positively, we can change the system by our activity. If you think I can't, we cannot do anything. But if you think I can, we can do everything. If you think logically, in a case of drinking person, if we stop making him to drink, all the problems will be solved. We can stop his abusive or bad language when he uses while drinking, after drinking. But if we stop drinking, is a big solution for all. Discuss about how language abused and language is connected towards the political aspect. People follow a new way. Their ideology will be good. Here there are two persons, Harold Lasky and Lancet Hogben. First one is a zoology professor and second one is a literary critic. George Orwell added these two people name in his essay, we will say. Orwell took few writers' book and analyzed in his essay and asked how we can read these two difficult works. Writers uses many imageries, metaphors in their works. Whole work is filled with these complicated things, but how the readers can understand all these topics. Here George Orwell did not mention any writer's name or writer's specific book. Generally, he took few paragraph, few characters or images from the important books and he analyzed those. Many new books were arrived to the market in those days, so people used to get many complicated books in the market. Ogben was one of the famous zoologists in those days, so here Orwell says to read his books. Lasky also wrote many important books in his sector, so read those important works. George Orwell already mentioned a few complicated books, but it is out of Lasky and Hogben. Lasky and Hogben wrote important and which is applicable to the readers. These two important persons were the great political activists in those days. Orwell continues and says there is no much difference in these two writers' work because they took from some other's book. We give shape to some other's idea. This happens from nowadays. Orwell proceeds and says about the bad literary things four features. How our literature become very worst? We will say first point, the writer uses dying metaphors in his work. One metaphor is used in many times, multiple times, which is very irritating one. Hammer and Anvil works also. They used metaphors very multiple times. Way of metaphors used many times. Taste says about the writer. Writer may be too lazy, so he is using only the ready-made items. He is not thinking extra what he gets. His writers should speak with the readers by their usage or by their works, but they uses others' work, not their own. Are very smart in the society. They will consider it as the political representative, so they ready to fool the people. Nowadays, writers uses dying metaphors or overused metaphors. Next drawback is using extra syllable to make sentence fluffy. Writers uses many syllables, using more prefix or suffix, using more syllables and making the sentence decrease or increase. It gives meaningless words or sentence. These all readers feels too difficult to understand or analyze the writer's way of thinking. He uses more prefix and suffix which makes sentence too difficult to understand. The whole work of the writers gets useless. If the writer uses much foreign words or which is very strange words, the reader who is able to read them, who is able to analyze them can understand. The reader who is very common man, he cannot. Writers expect the same. They want to fool the reader, not to give information. So they use very strange words, very difficult words, which is not needed in such situations. Writer doesn't know what should I write, what should my work should include, what he can convey to the reader. Fourth point is using more meaningless words. There is no meaning in the writer to that specific word. No definitions also. You write and you finish your work by using meaningless or strange or prefix, suffix, all those rubbish. But political people get use of those. Who would have listened the speech of politicians? They use as big, strange, very foreign words. They don't have meaning and definition to that specific words. Main purpose to cheat the people. Listening those words, common man may think my leader is very clever, he is too intelligent, so we can choose him as a next upcoming leader. Says to the writers, if you become too lazy and use the unwanted wordings, unwanted things in your works, it will be helpful for politicians to cheat the society. If I say directly, you have to use your language properly. By that, the society and the people get use of it. Did not use proper words, the people will not get educated in that aspect. When people is not educated, the society gets damaged. Straight words or true words or a direct opinion, people can understand what is our leader is. Here Orwell stresses the writers, you should read more good books, the books which are written by the great writers. Reading great work, the writer also improves. Writing is not easy thing which creates new opinion in reader's mind. An essayist guides the reader also. Reader should understand what is the context and what is the content of the work. What are the various words used in that specific work? Are they useful? The work or the words which are related to us. This situation is very hazardous to the society. People cannot think about a thing critically. It is very dangerous to the society. People are disabled to think a situation right or wrong, it is very dangerous to the society. It is a summary of Politics and the English Language written by George Orwell. If you like this summary, please let me know in the comment box. Also, like button and subscribe my channel. Thank you one and all.